What's up, everybody? Today on Dirt Lifestyle, we are going to continue to stretch the wheelbase of our Jeep TJ. I've got big news. T-shirts, hats. We've been designing clothing over the last few weeks, and they're available at our website, thedirtlifestyle.com. We left off last episode by building these frame side mounts. So I want to start by getting these mounted into the Jeep. In order to build this skid plate the way I want it, I'm going to start from the outside in. So we need to take care of our transfer case and transmission mounts at the same time as we build the plate to guard them. I have some 4x8 strips that I think will work perfect to weld to the sides of these little strips that we made last time. From these little plates that we're going to put on the side, I'm going to shoot straight across and catch this transfer case mount. I want to recess these bolts above where the skid plate is, and I've got a couple ideas on how to do that. I fabricated this little plate. I'm going to weld this over the plate. Then whenever these are screwed all the way in, the bolt head is just going to barely stick up above the plate. Our actual skid plate that's going to go along the entire bottom side of the Jeep is going to weld to this. I want this, since this is going to be the back of the skid plate, to be very strong. That's why I went so overkill with the sizing and everything else. But once we put the skid plate welded on top of this 1/4 inch, it should make it to where the tops of these bolts should be recessed down inside of the skid plate. Building the exact same thing for the transmission mount. All right, it's time to start working on the sides of our skid plate. This is also going to be to mount our mounts to. And what this is a dimple die. If you've seen my videos, you are probably familiar with what these are already. If you have not, what this does is you drill a hole in your material, you put this in the press, and when you squeeze this down, it puts this contoured shape into your hole. It actually improves your strength a little bit, and you're gonna lose a little bit of weight. And at the end of the day, I like them because they look badass. As you can see, the driver's side is a little bit shorter than the passenger. That's for good reason. We have a drive shaft that's on the driver's side, and if we continue this all the way out to the same length as the passenger side, the drive shaft is going to go right into it. So the way we make our plate is going to be kind of goofy. This next part takes a lot of fitment in order to get these plates to be at exactly the right angle that we need. We got this one going on this side. We've got the longer one going on the passenger side. And what I plan on doing is mounting up the rear mount first, trying to keep this as level as possible so it doesn't look all funky. And then once I get the rear one mounted up, I can start trimming up the one for the transmission. I tacked the outside of each one of these, and then I bent them to where I wanted them. Needed to make sure that there's enough space on this side where it's not hitting our transfer case, and then I need to make this side match, basically. So they're both at around 30 degrees. Oh yeah, see, that needs to come up a little bit. Ooh, so scared that all those tacks are gonna break. So now I'm gonna tack this from the inside, make sure that it still matches, and then I'll re-tack the outside. Now that I have this lined up the way I want it, I'm gonna mark the back side. So that way, when I pull this back out, I know exactly where to cut it. The angle is perfect on each side. It's looking pretty good. A little bit of a gap because this is a little bit higher than the bottom where I made my marks. Simple mistake.
but easily correctable if I just kind of slowly tweak this up to touch it. So I'm gonna slowly tweak these to close this gap. Then I'll tack all this together.
I got this mount traced out, so it's ready to be cut. This time I'm gonna go about a ½ an inch or so outside of the lines that I have marked here so I don't make the same mistake as I did on the rear mount.
Check it out, we've got the transfer case and transmission mount secured. Everything's tacked in there with some pretty meaty tacks. Before I pull this off and get it all welded on there, we need to make sure we have enough of this finished up that it won't warp on us too much. So the next thing I want to design is going to be a plate that's going to go across the back here. We'll start designing our plate that's going to go on bottom. I'm not sure if we're going to tack it on there or not, because I kind of want to have this on a table for that, but we'll see. Maybe I'll put some sort of a piece in here to make sure that once I unbolt all this, it doesn't get all weird on me on the table.
I'm going to use this 4-inch tall strip of material for my rear gusset. The problem is the inside diameter is going to need to be like 2 inches or less, and the outside diameter for this is actually perfect. So instead of basically just cutting like a square, which is going to look ugly, I'd like to do something cylindrical. I found this in my shop as maybe a template to get the round shape that I have in my mind. So I'm going to figure out a way to anchor this down, use the plasma cutter to trace around it.
This is going to be nice and rigid back here for when we transport this to the table, and I want to replicate something similar on this front mount. So I'm going to go get a chunk of steel, looks like maybe 1 inch tall. We'll see what I got over there on the bench, and I'm going to cut it to fit and weld a nice little angle right there.
So here's the plan. We gotta cap this bad boy off. I've got some plate that I bought at my local steel yard. This was scrap. I save a lot of money by buying by the pound whenever you buy it by scrap instead of just having them cut it off a sheet. Oh, there's obviously a bunch of things that we're gonna need to have access to through this plate that we're gonna install. We need to be able to stick a socket through the plate to get to our bolts here and our bolts there. I know that there's a drain plug over here for the transfer case, so I wouldn't mind putting a hole in for that. And then we're gonna spice it up with some dimple die action. The front of this is gonna end up going across the bottom of the transmission, over the side of the transmission, and tying into this. So it's gonna end up being a funky look, but it's gonna give me a little bit of extra protection on my transmission, so we're not just protecting the transfer case. There has to be a clearing right here that's gonna be for our drive line, so I can't go all the way across, but we're gonna get it as close as we can. For now, we're gonna work on this cap. I was wrong about the width of that plate. It's actually just a hair short, which is a real bummer. So I'm gonna actually have to make some sort of a cover piece to hide the reveal here. No big deal. For now, I need to figure out a good strategy to get these holes and everything lined up for this mount. So what I think I'm gonna do is tack weld a spot here, tack weld a spot there, so I can have a solid location that's consistent. I'm gonna flip this whole thing over, use a Sharpie and try to mark all my holes from the other side. And then I guess I will break the tack weld, go drill it out, and hope that everything lines up correctly.
Looks like all of our holes line up perfect. Should be able to make that work. Now I need to lay out a grid for some dimple dies before we start to weld this where it belongs. So I can't put any dimple dies here because we got a strip across there. I think this will be deep enough. I could put some dimple dies up here. I'm gonna kind of take the different size dies that I have, set them out in different designs and see what I think looks good. I've taken some time to weld some 1-inch beads throughout this skid plate just to keep it from shifting around too much. I'm letting it cool for a minute, it's still pretty warm, and then I'm gonna toss it back on the Jeep and see how it fits. We almost have a skid plate done. Check that out. So in order to finish, need to build something across here, build something down there. I think what I'm gonna do is make a mark since it's installed in the vehicle right now, and then I'll try to fab something up on the table. I'll get this same height material and I'll just kind of try to keep it, you know, level with this basically on the table. Come out, build something across, and I guess I'm gonna have to ditch this when I reinstall it, huh? Now I'm going to come up with a pattern that is going to somewhat match the spacing of the dimple dies on the rear. It is so hot, it's smoky in here. Let's take a look at it, see how it turned out. It's holy. Lots of holes. It is like Chernobyl hot right now. I just welded this whole side. So the bottom side is welded up. I'm not going to get to this reveal covering this last little like 7/8 of an inch or so. I'm just gonna do that later. Once this cools down, probably let it cool overnight, but it is definitely way too hot for a test fit. So this is as far as we're going in this video. A lot of you guys are probably wondering what size material is he using to build that skid plate. The answer is 1/8 inch. And a lot of you guys are probably wondering, is that gonna be thick enough for a skid plate? I think it will be, but we're gonna find out. I'm not sure. I am constantly challenging myself to build things lighter, to build things that are strong through good engineering. And I'm trying to get away from just blanketing everything with 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch whenever it's not necessary. So I'm gonna build this in 1/8 inch, and I'm gonna report back honestly. You know, after a year of wheeling, I might pull this thing off and say this just wasn't strong enough, and I'll rebuild another one in a weekend. But either way, you guys will find out. If this is the kind of video you're into, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't been on my website yet, like I said earlier, I've got a whole bunch of new shirts and hats and a bunch of stuff we're very excited about, so check that out. And if you wanna follow me on social media, I am at Dirt Lifestyle Nate. We'll see you around.